Last week in Beijing, Trump set an interesting trap for Xi Jinping, and she walked right into it, smiling, shaking hands in front of the entire world, and almost nobody on television has explained what really happened. So let's frame it this way. Imagine you have a neighbor, polite, kind. You have known her for years. And for years, you have been telling everyone on your street, including her, that you're a fantastic cook. The best in the neighborhood. Your dinners are something the whole street talks about. You have built a reputation only from what you say. Because here's the secret. You're not actually a great cook. Your dinners are okay. You have been exaggerating. You have been telling a small story about yourself for so long that everyone believes it. But deep down, you know it isn't quite true. Now, one day, your neighbor invites you to dinner. The whole neighborhood is there. The lights are warm. The wine is poured. And then, in front of every single person on the street, your neighbor turns to you and says, with the warmest, kindest voice you've ever heard, "Why don't you cook tonight? Use my kitchen. Show us all how it's done." And she's smiling. She's being generous. She's offering you a gift. And now stop. I want you to feel what just happened to you right there in your stomach. The smile freezes on your face for half a second. Your eyes flick around the room and you realize every single person on your street is now watching you, waiting. Because if you accept and the dinner is not great, they will all know that you were lying. All those years of bragging, just stories. But if you refuse, you look ungrateful. You look strange. You look like you have something to hide. That is a trap. And that is exactly what Trump did to Xi Jinping last week in Beijing. Because for 10 years, President Xi Jinping has been telling his people that China is rising, that China will lead the world in computers, in technology, in the machines that think for themselves. He has told them China will soon build its own advanced computer chips, the tiny pieces of silicon that make every modern phone, every smart television, every artificial intelligence machine work. He has said that China doesn't need American chips. China will make its own, better ones. Soon. And the Chinese people believed him. The newspapers wrote stories about him. His whole reputation was built around this promise. But here's the secret. The Chinese chips don't work very well yet and are nowhere near competitive. The American chips, on the other hand, are still much, much better, and every business leader, every engineer, every smart person in Beijing knows it. In China knows it. They have been quietly begging their leader to find a way to get the American chips behind closed doors. So when Trump flew to Beijing last week, he made an offer. On the red carpet with cameras rolling, he turned to President Xi and said, with the warmest, kindest voice you've ever heard, "You can have the chips." And he named 10 of China's biggest companies. The company that owns TikTok, the biggest Chinese internet companies. But whatever you want, buy whatever you want, Trump said. I'm letting you have them. And the world said, whoa, that is a generous gift. But it was not a gift. It was the neighbor's invitation to cook dinner. Now, stand in Xi's shoes for a moment. If you accept those chips, the whole world watches your biggest companies plug American chips into their computers. The Chinese people see it. They read the news and they wonder, wait, we were told our leader was building Chinese chips that would beat the Americans. So why are our biggest companies buying the American ones now? You have lost what the Chinese call face. You have admitted in front of your own people that the man telling them how strong China is has been making promises he couldn't keep. In China, this isn't just embarrassing, it's dangerous. Because Chinese politics doesn't work like American politics. The leader stays in power because his people believe he's strong. The minute they doubt him, the minute they whisper that maybe he isn't as strong as he says, the people around him, the people who quietly want his job, start making their moves. So Xi could not accept the chips. But here's the other side. If you refuse, your own biggest companies who have been begging you for help now know something they didn't know before. They know their own leader was offered exactly what they needed and turned it down. He chose his reputation over their businesses. And inside Xi's own political party, the people who don't like him now have a story to tell. They can whisper, "Look at what our leader could have done. Look at what his pride cost China." So did you see the trap? Accept the chips, lose face with the public. Refuse the chips, lose support inside his own party. So whichever way Xi turns, he loses something. The very act of being offered the gift has trapped him. This is the cook's dilemma at the neighbor's dinner. Accept and you're exposed. Refuse and you're ungrateful. The smile is on your face, but you have been caught. Now, here's the part almost nobody on television is explaining. This is where you see that President Trump is not just lucky. He's playing this game at a level very few leaders in the world are playing at right now. Watch Trump during the whole visit. He flattered Xi the entire time. He kept saying what a wonderful friend she was, how long they had known each other, 11 years, almost 12. He called the visit incredible. He praised the relationship. He said Xi was a man he respected greatly. And you might ask, why? Why is the man setting the trap also pouring on the warmth? Because the warmth is the gift wrap on the trap. Think back to the neighbor. If she had said to you, "Hey, I know you're not actually a great cook. Why don't you prove it?" the trap would have failed. You could have walked out. You could have gotten angry. You could have refused and the whole street would have been on your side. She would have looked rude. But she didn't do that. She smiled. She was warm. She made it look like a generous gift. So when you refused, you couldn't even be angry. The trap was hidden in the kindness. That is exactly what Trump did. The warmth, the compliments, the old friend language, all of it was the gift wrap. Without it, she could have refused angrily and blamed Trump. But with it, she had to refuse politely, smiling, pretending nothing was happening. He had to walk into the trap on camera while pretending it was just a friendly conversation. And Trump walked away with the most important thing. He never actually gave up the chips. The offer was made, the offer was refused. Trump goes home with the same power he came in with. And Xi goes home with a problem he didn't have a week ago. This is what the very best diplomats look like when they are doing their job perfectly. The smile is real, the handshake is real, the warmth is real. And underneath all of it, the move has already been made. I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Body Language Guy. Much love and bliss.